checked out a new Christmas movie. Around Christmas time, as I record this, around that holiday season, you watch Christmas movies, and occasionally you watch old favorites, and occasionally something new pops up, and you're like, oh, let's try this. This looks interesting. And that was the case with Christmas Eve in Miller's Point from 2024. This is a new family dramedy ensemble piece about a large Italian family gathering at their family home, their mother's home, for what turns out to be, they realize, will be probably the last time. They are all bringing their traditions, their Italian traditions, their family traditions, their interpersonal issues together. Mom is not doing well. Mom is being taken care of in the home by one of the brothers who is finding it's more than he can handle. This all comes out eventually over the course of the movie. I don't think I'm spoiling anything too large because, frankly, there's not a lot to spoil in this movie. He is asking his brothers and sisters, I think it's time to put Mom in assisted living and sell the house, and various people have various issues with that. And it's very much a human interpersonal drama movie. One of the young daughters is a rebellious type. She doesn't want to hang with all these grown-ups. She wants to go out with her friends and get drunk and fool around and so forth. And you have two cops. One of them is played by Cera, and they're just driving around the city dealing with petty issues on Christmas Eve. And I really didn't like this movie at all. I went in thinking, oh, this is cool. This might be one of those slice of life kind of movies where it's like I said, interpersonal family stuff and a little comedy, a little drama, a little heartwarming, a little tear. And it was really kind of a whole lot of nothing. It was really like conversations that don't go anywhere, dialogue that isn't interesting, comedy that isn't funny, storylines that kind of peter out. The thing with Cera and Greg Turkington as these two stone-faced cops who keep driving around with no expression on their faces, not reacting to things. They're nonverbal for half the movie, isn't funny. The thing about the kids wanting to break free, the kids are just annoying. The whole thing felt to me like, being somebody who watches a lot of true crime stuff, the whole thing to me felt like the footage that you shoot and you tell the actors, just say whatever, we're going to dub this over later with voiceover. It feels like what you would see in a true crime or something that's reenactments, where what they're saying doesn't matter. You just need to see people doing things, and we'll dub it over later. Like, nothing in this movie worked for me. It was decently shot, I will say that. And I will always say I know how hard it is to make a movie, and the fact that any film is completed and released and released to a lot of people is always an impressive achievement. So kudos for that. But sorry, it takes my breath away when I think about Cera in that cop outfit. It just wasn't entertaining. Like, I thought it was grueling to get through, and a lot of things just didn't make sense. Things that are supposed to be like running gags or in jokes that feel like you're supposed to get it, but you don't. And maybe it strikes a chord for people with large families where everybody talks over each other and nothing ever really gets said. I don't know, but you couldn't really understand who people were in relation to each other until the very end, where you had these portraits of the families under the credits where the couples or the families were all together. And I'm like, oh, that's who that is. They're husband and wife and not mother and son or whatever. It just, I thought it really wasn't good. So some people really like this movie, I will say that. So beware, I will say, if you're going to watch Christmas Eve at Miller's Point for your holiday season or for any other reason, I would say have another film that you know you really like. Just load it up, just ready to go after this, in case it doesn't work for you, because it didn't work for me.